Welcome back to round one of the Western Conference playoffs on 2K Sports. The series is at 2-0. Depending on the outcome here tonight, this series could essentially be over, or maybe just the beginning. This is Brian Anderson with Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill, and giving us the rundown from the sidelines, reporter Allie LaForce. Taking a look at Houston, after suffering 2 losses to start this series, this game is unquestionably a must-win.
Yeah, going down 0-3 in the first round is not an option for them, period. If they have any hopes of this postseason, a win tonight is essential.
Now, here is James. Kennard for 3. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Thompson outside. Back to Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Şengün. And that comes off the assist by Durant.
Şengün, a force in the lane. That's where he does most of his damage.
James outside. Ayton, a screen on Smith. The open shot by James. Plenty of room to knock down that one.
He's a go-to guy for them because he's that consistent. Time and time again, he delivers.
Cross is over. Here's Şengün. The shot that time not on target. Ayton with the defensive effort. A streamlined rebuild for the Rockets. In 2021, they trade away James Harden. 4 years later, the #2 seed in the West.
Yeah, and they haven't shortchanged their future either. Sure, they've added key veterans, but the bulk of their roster still very young with room to grow.
Here's Şengün. The Lakers getting their last shot to go. Şengün, the screen. Pass to Durant to the left wing. For 3, Smith. The Lakers for the rebound. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Hachimura, right side. Smart, outside. Off target with the 3.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Down low. Some solid defense from James.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, when you let Ayton get the ball close, it's over. DeAndre is just too skilled.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Ime Udoka. We talked about the always daunting prospect of slowing down LeBron James. He told me, quote, as dangerous a scorer as LeBron is, we can't devote too much attention to him because he knows how to use his teammates. If we overplay him, he'll pick us apart with his passing. Guys, back to you.
As always, Allie, we thank you. Şengün with a steal. Durant with it. Guarded now by Smart. To get back on track. And he connects with a jumper.
Durant's a pleasure to watch moving in transition. So fluid and always under control.
Los Angeles leading by 5. Now Smart. Here's the 3. Can't get it to go. Making him 0 for 2. Pass to Durant. To the inside. Şengün. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Şengün's gotten his second bucket on the night.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Ayton. And it's slammed in by Hachimura.
That is big time by Hachimura. No mercy at all.
Durant, the pass to Şengün. Smith outside. Pass to Shepherd. Out to Thompson from the arc. And Ayton pulls it down.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Inside. Nice shot by Kennard. Kennard's got 5.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And the Rockets going with a whole new group out there. LaRavia is checked in for Los Angeles. Smith comes in for Kennard. Smith against Holiday. Pass to Capella. Here's Okogie. Puts up a three. Buries it from three.
Knocked down that time by Josh Okogie. He's been working on that jump shot, and you can tell, trying to be more consistent with it.
James, right side. Double team on James. The three, Smith. That falls. Nice feed that time from James.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
Now here's Easton. Okogie on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Over James. Okogie's shot is off. The Lakers lead by 7. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. LaRavia. Good D by Finney-Smith.
He converts those at a high rate, but not that time.
Holiday surveying the floor. There's a screen to the right side. Here's Capella. And no good. His first shot of the night, missing. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's Los Angeles leading by 7. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And welcome back to our coverage of Game 3 on 2K Sports. All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
To me, it's been the ball movement. That's been the key. I mean, going from good to great. Not settling for a good shot, making that extra pass, keeping the defense off balance, and taking great shots.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint. Just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
And Clark, for all the excitement around acquiring Luka Doncic, now the Lakers hoping to get him back to the NBA Finals.
Yep, his youth sets them up for the future, B.A., but with LeBron James in the fold, they still want to try to win now.
Tip!
Look at how Sengun attacks the ball, doing all he can to reel it in.
And we played through the first minute here in the second. Sengun, a screen on James. To the left side wing. Sengun against Hayes. Holiday from long range. The shot won't fall. Some solid defense from James. And James has got the ball here for the Los Angeles Lakers. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Lakers are trying to maximize what LeBron James has left in the tank. Coach J.J. Redick said, when you get to coach one of the greatest players ever, you take a lot of joy and pride and excitement in that. And it's my job to help him in these last few innings of his career. Back to you.
A rare opportunity. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Los Angeles leading by 9. LaRavia passes to James. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Charity stripe shot. Here's LaRavia, and that one is hammered home.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. So for the Rockets, Smith, he's checked in for Finney-Smith. Kevin Durant comes in for Okogie. And it's Amin Thompson in for Holiday. Now here's Sengun. Outside Eason. Smith with a screen on Hachimura. Pass to Thompson. And he drives in. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Tough to slow Thompson down when he's got a lane to the rim like that.
Now Hayes. And here's Kennard. Launches a three. Kevin Durant pulls it in. Grant, is it fair to call Kevin Durant one of the most unique players we've ever seen?
Without a doubt, B.A., most definitely. The blend of size and perimeter skill, unprecedented. KD able to rise up and score over most any defender.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, for all the anticipation around NBA expansion, we might have to pump the brakes. I'm told a number of team owners are a bit hesitant to further carve up the revenue from this new national broadcasting deal, so the timeline may take longer than some fans had hoped.
They'll get there. All right, Shams, thank you very much for that report. And the Rockets making a change here. Shepard's checked in. Well, Grant, the Lakers captured the 3 seed last season, but only the 8th best point differential in the West. What does that tell you?
It tells me that they overachieved in the regular season, but a team this star-studded has postseason aspirations as well. That's where they'll look to improve.
Now here's Durant. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3. Smart outside. Back to James. Kicks it out to Smart. 4-3. Smith with the rebound. Rockets trail by 5. Pass to Shepard. There's 1:59 left in the first half of basketball. Thompson passes to Şengün, and it's in there. Şengün's got 6.
The execution has been better lately, but do they have enough energy to pull it off?
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Alperen Şengün. And it's slammed in by Durant.
Durant always ready to throw it down. You can't let him get close to the rack.
Los Angeles has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. And there's a pick. James passes to Hachimura. The shot's good on the assist by James. Hachimura's got his second basket.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Pass to Shepard. Thompson scanning the floor. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Smart outside. Back to James. Pass to Ayton. Kennard for 3. Sinks the tray. Give him 8.
Defensive mix-up for sure right there. Somehow he was left open.
Smith outside. Durant against Hachimura. Durant, the pass to Capella. Count it. Good. Capella's gotten his first bucket of the night.
Nice recognition that time from Capella. Aggressively rolling to the bucket after setting the screen.
Smith against James. Picked his pocket. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. The Lakers on top, up by 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Welcome all. Game 3, and it's a real halftime cliffhanger for the Los Angeles Lakers.
The effort from them in terms of rebounding has been terrific. That really helps in a tight game.
When you clean the glass, you can see through the finish line.
Looking at the scenario for the Houston Rockets. When you think about the series, Shaq, do they need to win this game?
Yes, Ernie, if they lose this one, they are in a serious hole. I'd even call it a Shaq-size hole.
Well, those Shaq-sized holes are hard to get out of. But seriously, I call this a must-win. I mean, you can't afford to fall too far behind in the playoffs.
A crucial game for sure. We'll see how it plays out. And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
Great to have you with us again as we return to our coverage of round one. Boy, it's been quite a game for Luke Kennard.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Hachimura against Durant. Thompson outside. 6 to shoot. Misses off the left iron. The Lakers in the lead. Pass to Kennard. Now Ayton. Now here's Hachimura. Los Angeles needs to get off the shot. The shot by James, no good.
That's what you want defensively. Force contested threes.
Grant, LeBron has had so much recognition over the years, but truly, he might not get enough credit for what he's meant to the NBA.
Yeah, you might be right, B.A. Truly a global ambassador for the game of basketball. He set the standard for what a superstar can be, really, in any sport.
So it's Los Angeles now, after Houston's three-pointer on the other end. James against Smith. James inside. Not going to go that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Smith. To the middle. And there's Sengun on the assist by Shepherd. And it's a three-point Rocket lead.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
James deciding where to go with it. Over Smith. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. He takes it in, and he banks in the layup. Smith's got his first points of the game.
And it looks like Smith is already getting stronger. He's looking to add some muscle, and that finish through contact is a great sign.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Durant. James finds Kennard. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Thompson. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. To the paint. James with a steal. Kennard for three. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. The Rockets lead by 5. Here's Shepherd. Pass to Thompson. Now Durant. The three is up. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his third assist of the night. Here's Ayton. And Ayton with the stuff.
Yeah, sticking it to them inside. Good luck throwing Ayton off when he attacks like this.
Hachimura against Durant. Misfires there. 4 for 6 in the game now. Lakers trail by 6. Kennard outside. We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. And there's James from the arc.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Kennard passes to Ayton. Smart outside. Kennard outside. And a miss there on the triple. And here are the Rockets. A big stretch here going, 10-2. And Clark, one thing this Rockets team is known for is their ferocity on the backboards.
Yeah, they were terrific retrieving their own misses, and they played with a grit and a toughness that I thought belied the team's youth, and that's a good foundation to build on. You've got tough-minded young players that are only going to get better. Keep an eye on this Rockets team.
And now a timeout called by J.J. Redick. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. A minute and a half left in the third quarter. Pass to Hayes. Five to shoot. Nice ball movement by Los Angeles. Fades back. The Rockets pull it in.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
Got it.
You know, of all the things Okogie does well, his passing tends to get overshadowed at times. I mean, easy to see how creative he is on this feed.
Now here's Connect. Back to Laravia. Pass to Connect. Here's Ayton. Keeps it alive. And here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-2 run here. Holiday passes to Capella. Back to Holiday. Screen by Capella. Houston needs to get off a shot. And it's Connect with a rebound.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Laravia with a screen. Pass to Ayton. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And so it's Houston up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And thanks for sticking with us as this round one game continues. Pass to Smith. Back to James. Kleber, screen on Easton. Here's Kleber. He's marked by Finney-Smith. Kleber, shot is off. Houston leading by 8. Easton, pass to Holiday. Now here's Şengün. He's defended by Hayes. Şengün against Hayes. Pass to Okogie. There's the three. James with the rebound.
Really good shot contest there. It made it tough for the shooter.
And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Here's Kleber. Back to James. Now Kleber. He's marked by Finney-Smith. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
And the Rockets making a change here. Durant's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. Hachimura's checked in for Smith. Here's Laravia. It's hauled in by Houston. Durant's got 4 rebounds in the game. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. From deep. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. James outside. Over to the left wing. Hachimura against Holiday. Pass to Hayes. To the wing, right side. That three's off the mark. The Rockets lead by 8. Outside Durant. There's the triple. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
What doesn't Kevin Durant do? He's showing us everything here.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
And so J.J. Redick calls for the timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Houston making some changes. Capella, he's checked in for Finney-Smith. And it's Thompson in for Holiday. And then for Los Angeles, DeAndre Ayton, he's checked in for Hayes. Marcus Smart comes in for LaRavia. And it's Kennard in for Kleba. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what J.J. Redick was saying to the team. Point blank, he wants better shot selection. He told them, we're settling, guys. Come on. We're not being patient out there. We're not working the ball around. That has to change right now.
Thanks for that, Allie. Ooh, Durant takes the contact and puts it in.
Selfless with the rock. Sengun won't hesitate to make a pass out to a ready shooter.
Smart outside. Ayton, a screen on Durant. Pass to Ayton. Pulls it from the corner. It's rebounded by Houston. Right side Easton. Outside Durant. Now Thompson. Screen by Capella. Clock at 6. Ooh, he leaves no question.
How about the force from Clint Capella? When he's got good position inside, he's throwing it down.
Just a big man playing big. No way to stop it.
They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned. Given the situation right now, Houston making some changes. Smith comes in for Clint Capella, and it's Shepard in for Eason. Here's Shepard, defended by Kennard. Outside Durant. Smith with a screen on Hachimura. Durant! And no one in the vicinity.
I don't think KD's mid-range game gets enough recognition. I mean, if he has any kind of space, that mid-range shot is like a layup for him.
Now, here is James. Oh, the shot is off. Smith against Hachimura. Now here's Durant. He's guarded closely.
I don't think you could design a better scorer than Durant. I mean, range from deep, the touch at the rim, excellent handle, 7 feet tall. He does everything you want from your first option.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Durant. As you know, acquiring a big man was a priority for the Lakers in the offseason, Grant.
And that became a glaring need as we saw in their first-round exit against Minnesota. But enter DeAndre Ayton, a definite upgrade, BA. And we know Luka is at his best alongside a rim-running center. And that'll wrap up Game 3. Now a look ahead towards an important Game 4 for the Rockets.
They were the more accurate club. And in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, BA, you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And they needed this win badly if they wanted to make it a series. And now it will be.
It's got to be a great feeling to get this W. They didn't want to put themselves even further in a hole than they already were.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Kevin Durant.
He was on a tear. Everything seemed to be finding the bottom of the net for him. I'm sure he'd like to build on that performance going forward.
LaRavia outside. Kleber down low, working on Green. Here's Smith. Clock at 4. Vanderbilt with a screen. Releases from 15. Oh, it's off target. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Durant against Smith. Now Green. Durant against Smith. Oh, he missed the jumper. LaRavia outside. Now here's Hayes. Here's Smith. And so it's the Rockets taking care of business in this one. Things were looking scary for them coming into tonight, but with this win, they're right back in it.
They showed a lot of character and a lot of heart. Many experts had written them off, but now we've got a series.
And that about wraps it up from here, folks. We hope you've enjoyed our broadcast of the NBA's Western Conference quarterfinals. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Clark Kellogg, this is Brian Anderson thanking you all for tuning in tonight. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Kevin Durant.